So here you have me ripping my hair out with my sunglasses and me trying to explain that we're going on a trip. I'm going to film some stuff, but kids are priority, so I'm not going to go crazy with it. And then I somehow missed the Florida state sign, which ticked me off. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. I missed the official Florida state sign, but I'm guessing this is a good replacement sign. This is more of the welcoming that makes me say, yeah, I'm in Florida. Walking on the streets, paid too much for parking. Found a cheaper parking lot just a little ways up after already paid too much to park. Okay, anyway, we are downtown St. Augustine, and I'm hungry, and we're gonna get some lunch at one of my favorite places to eat in St. Augustine, and that place is called Meehan's. It is the Irish pub, and this is the backyard portion. This is where they have live music and tropical drinks. Get a menu in its natural habitat. So the plan was to eat at the backyard portion, but it's first come, first served. And everybody beat us there. No escape. No escaping. Give me 5. No. Of course, the menu. So very important. So they have everything from traditional Irish food to American food, things your kids will eat. It really is well balanced. So there is something for everybody in your family, and if they complain, they're just being a bootyhead. I made an excuse to go to the bathroom, so on my journey to the bathroom, I'm going to show you some of the aesthetics and tell you something kind of cool. They make their own in-house, I forget what it's called, their Irish alcoholic milk coffee, whatever it's called. Gosh. That's the bar area where they have their live music, and I think it's every night. And I'm on a journey to the bathroom. And yes, I asked that man if he was waiting, and he said no. So they only have 2 individual bathrooms. Both were locked. And I knew this one was empty because that crack was so wide I could literally see the entire toilet.
That's a baby. But it's not a baby anymore because guess what? You're 4 years old today. You're 4. You're 4 years old.
My son decides this is the right time to ask a very deep question. All I had to do was turn the camera around and he went to making silly faces and looking at himself. So since I'm at a pub, I got me a nice refreshing beer and slow-mo out of respect. It serves more than one purpose. It can help you forget the awkward conversation you just had with your son, relax your nerves because you got 3 kids. It's a hot day here on the surface of the sun and you're about to go to a museum with those 3 kids.
Oh, paper straws. These are terrible.
Say if you have a child who's autistic or has struggles, like my daughter, she will actually eat and choke herself on it because how it disintegrates before you're done using it. Just bring your own if you need to because this place, that's all they have here. So yes, I eat your straws. She'll eat your straws. And try to steal your beer. I took that as a sign I need to go ahead and finish this, and I'm going to show you the view of our table and seat in just a second because we got to see the fort and stuff from where we are. Here you can see the lovely view. There's the docks where you can see people park their boats. If you sit at one of the tables further up, you can actually see the fort. As you can tell in this photo, the thing that was in the back there. The moment we've all been waiting for has passed because I started to eat and I forgot to film. But anyway, I apologize. Now, I was holding up the tartar sauce, which they make in-house. I hate tartar sauce, but I actually like theirs. Fish and chips can't go wrong. Delicious. Got my malt vinegar, seasoned fries. Don't get me started on them fries.
Ah, God, I love these fries.
Can I have some?
Sure, Cindy, go ahead.
Oh, God, these are good.
Cindy, can you leave some for us? I thought you were trying to lose weight.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
So the children have decided on the Lightner Museum, which is fine. Okay, I need this for my fencing outside my house. Because nothing says go away quite like something like that. Like what you say? Push them right into it. Problem solved. For your college? Do it. How dare you? So this is like a hotel that I saw and I just thought looked cool, so here it is. This is the statue we're coming up on of Pedro Menendez de Avidas. He was born February 15th, 1519. Hardcore from the age of 14 because he ran away to sea despite the risks. Philip II sent him to Florida where he established a colony and he named the bay St. Augustine. It's here that he dealt with the French Huguenots And he was extra because he literally inscribed, not as Frenchmen, but as heretics on them, where he hung them from the trees. He is considered a classic conquistador. He don't play. Time to make our way into the building. As you can see, they do weddings here, and it looks like they provide, they offer chairs, linens, the chargers, all that stuff. Down there is the wedding authority, and you will see they also have tux rentals, so it looks like they might do a lot of the stuff in-house, maybe even planning. I can't say for sure. Yeah, tux rentals. However, if I were doing it, I would totally look into this. The beautiful, lovely courtyard, and it even has like a little bridge and stuff. It's so beautiful and green and just gorgeous. Oh man, I actually love this courtyard. Every time I walk through here, it's just like, it is so picturesque. I can't explain it. Like, you gotta see it in person. Like, if I had like all the money in the world, I would just build something just like this, and that would be like my house, and I would live out in it. I would just live out in that courtyard. And my daughter pointing at stuff, because she liked it too. She was like really into it. See, she's like me sometimes. Enjoy this walkthrough. It's a lot of stuff. There's just so much to go through. I'm going to show you a few key things, but it's definitely a must-do if you're coming to St. Augustine. This display was created in 1973 by local artists and volunteers who copied the ancient hieroglyphics for the wall paintings, limestone blocks. They were once part of the fencing around Odo Lightner's home in Chicago. They were brought to St. Augustine in the late 1940s. In the early 2000s, the museum partnered with the University of Manchester to learn more about the mummy, and through x-rays and DNA analysis, the experts are convinced that the bones are from a 4 to 6-year-old child that died from a brief infectious disease. So it's a real mummy. Here we have an example of a Russian bathhouse. It looks very interesting. You can see how it's a communal area. It has information there. You have an example of the shower, which you could see how it would get you very clean with all those shower heads. My daughter went into detail. She actually read everything that there is on there. Now, when I think of tubs that are just like clawfoot based on the floor, I think of something fancy, but not when you're sharing it with tons of other people. This is something you should really visit and read on your own. It's a lot of detail. I don't have time because I'm fitting so much, but it really is very interesting, and you can see how the setup is. Definitely recommend coming in there and reading all the details. So this gets interesting real quick, but I'm going to address it because it's interesting. So yeah, just wait. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper than what's on this board here. The story or parable of Simon and Pera is part of the Factorum Adictorum Memorabilium, which is the 9 books of memorable acts and sayings of the ancient Romans by the historian Valerius Maximus. It's also said to be based on the mythology of when Juno was breastfeeding Hercules. Simon had been imprisoned and sentenced to starvation, and they didn't know that his daughter had recently given birth, so she would come and visit him and breastfeed him. So they thought he was blessed by God because he somehow survived and maintained his nourishment despite being sentenced to starvation. Did you have a grandma with a cabinet of crystal you weren't allowed anywhere near? Well, this is what this room reminds me of. Louis the 18th. So this dude, it was unlikely for him to rule because he was the 4th son of Louis the 15th. And even with the death of his 2 brothers, his oldest brother, Louis the 16th, took the throne in 1774, and he had 2 sons with his wife. There was speculation if he was the baby daddy of the last one, but the whole having kids and all that was drama, and it's a whole other story. At this point, you should know who his wife is. Did you guess? Marie Antoinette. And we all know what happened there with the revolution. Let them eat cake! Duh! So his nephew, the Dauphin Louis XVII, died in June 1795. He proclaimed himself to be Louis XVIII, serving as regent for his nephew. There you have it. This whole area is just full of goodness and gems, and you could see that looks down. Oh, that's my son just being foolish, acting foolish. You may be surrounded by gems and all these amazing collector pieces, but there's one piece of information that just might blow your mind, because it did me. You look down there and you see, wow, there's a restaurant here. You get to eat, have these scenic views, but do you know what that used to be down there? A giant swimming pool. That's right, it was a huge swimming pool inside this mansion. That's nuts. That's absolutely crazy. I can't imagine being invited to a place like the parties here must have been lit. Let's have a look around. Just like that, we are leaving the Lightner Museum, formerly known as Hotel Alcazar. And you could see the nice crystal clear blue fountain. That was so enticing because it is so hot. I just wanted to splash around. Of course, the moment I tried to film this car, a van pulls right in front of it. All right, back on the streets. Nah, just playing. That's me, hands right there, the backyard. They got live music going. Walking towards the fort. I didn't actually get footage of like the main street with a lot of the shops. Ooh, pretty courtyard. I'm easily distracted because I'm an adult with ADD. Okay, so as you can tell, this place gets super busy. I want to say it was about 4 or 5. And as the evening came closer, it just got busier. So for me, I think my advice would be to come maybe late afternoon if you plan on eating and doing something ahead of time, because parking became kind of an issue. But yeah, that's just my experience, because when we had left, it was just, wow, a huge pain in the butt. I don't know if it was just a super busy weekend. It wasn't a holiday weekend, but it's just, I guess, a hot spot. Listen, I got you in the backpack. So, got a baby. Hey, girl. Okay, so we did not end up going to the fort because, you know, kids were begging and complaining and saying, I'm tired, I need to sit down. So we decided to go check in to the hotel room. And I did not go to St. George Street, which is the main strip, but I'm just driving through a bit. I didn't check out any of that stuff. Didn't have time, but I'm going back in a week or so. Sunglasses?
I said, where are we? Where are we eating? A burger place.
A booger place.
A booger place.
Booger buckets.
Booger buckets. Burger buckets. That's where we eating.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a place called Burger Buckets, and they actually are an ice cream place and a burger place. You can pick your different flavors of ice creams and desserts. They also have beer and wine, but it's not like a full bar or anything. But this is a good family restaurant. It's not a place you come to get lit, but you can have a beer, you know, with your family, relax, have a good time. But and there's the little about them section, and I can tell you that the owner pictured there, you do see him throughout the restaurant. So this guy is definitely involved. And they have servers all over the place, and I will say that the customer service here is actually really, really good. All the servers are really nice. Everybody's really polite. Oh yeah, and the burgers, well, they're good, so I definitely recommend it. Great place to take you and your family, especially if you have kids, because when the little one pitched a fit, you couldn't really tell because the restaurant is already loud. There's so much going on that it's less of that sweaty, oh my gosh, what do I do feeling that you get as a parent. But as long as you got, you know, more than one adult, of course, with you, whether a spouse, grandparent, aunt, uncle, doesn't matter. I still always recommend having some good, solid backup.